Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty cool nifty tips and tricks over here that we kind of had people come out and go and talk about. Now, as you guys probably know, when it comes to your consoles, when it comes to your controllers, when it comes to your accessories, there's sometimes a few bad things that kind of burn up your battery or burn up like the lifeline of your console, of your controller, or whatever it may be. Now, it's actually usually pretty prevalent, I think, maybe for an easy example of phones, where if you have your phone, you turn up the brightness on the phone, and well, you're gonna go and eat more battery. Or let's go and say you watch a lot of YouTube videos for someone who maybe just goes on like Reddit or Twitter or whatever it might be, you're gonna basically go and use a little bit more battery and energy, and the battery might go die as time goes on a little bit quicker. But there's actually been a really nifty article over here that's coming out, the best ways to improve a lot of like your battery life, how to make all this stuff a little bit better, and some of these are even things that I didn't even know about. So I figured I want to go talk about this because some folks are on the same boat as me, where they'd rather just go and charge it once, get super comfy on their couch, and get to relax and chill. So let's go and talk about this. And as well, probably as this video goes out, let me know if you guys see anything kind of cool on the Nintendo Direct. I'm gonna probably be watching up on my Twitch stream if you guys are bored. I want to go and say hi for a little mini stream. I'll have that link down below, same with on Twitter, and of course the Target and Amazon links too. And let's dive into the video. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of little cool kind of like quality of life updates you guys can go and do. Some folks may not. I guess it depends on like what you kind of care about. Some folks just want to plug in their controllers or plug in their things. And also I think I'm like a little bit outside the camera. And with that, they're just like, hey, I don't mind. If I get like an extra 2 hours of charge, doesn't matter. I usually charge it every night. But some folks do care, or maybe you're traveling, or maybe you have a friend over, or maybe you just are a really addicted gamer. And then at that point, you should maybe go outside sometimes if you're going through your entire consoles and controllers battery that quick, but I can't judge you guys. But we actually have this, like I said, really cool article over here from Kotaku, kind of showing up a lot of cool ways to improve your PlayStation 5 controller's battery life. And this has also been a really big hot topic too, because as you guys know, with the brand new DualSense Pro controller, that thing has a tiny, and we're talking tiny battery, and that's why I think a lot of folks have been upset. I think as more and more folks have been getting their controllers, they also kind of realize that, bro, like for only like a 3-hour gaming session, sometimes my controller will fully die. So for this one, with basically 6 key ways to improve your PS5 controller's poor battery life, and some of the best settings and best practices to keep your battery going, if not stronger, or at least for a little while longer. So with the years-long PlayStation 5 shortage finally easing up a bit, odds are decent you might find a new PlayStation 5 owner. And that's kind of been true. I've seen a lot more folks get their consoles, a lot more people tweeting at me, and I love those comments, by the way, the tweets, the Twitch messages, everything you guys do. It's an honor. Thank you guys very much. So there's a lot to go love about the console, but if you guys know, the gaming gamepad isn't really one of them. And well, with that one, there's a lot of big issues where your controller is, well, not going so hot. So one big thing too is, if you guys don't know, as we close this guy, you could actually go and tweak the haptic and adaptive triggers when it comes to your console. So while the tech in that makes the DualSense's adaptive triggers work is cool, extra motors obviously require energy to move the motors, extra electricity. And of course, it's a great feature. I'd probably just usually keep mine on and plug in my console, but at the same time too, it does use up energy and battery. So basically, they're actually PlayStation 5, if you guys didn't know, actually does have a few settings to tweak both the labyrinth menus of the console's operating systems, and here's how to go and find them. So basically, if you guys go to the accessories over here in controller side, you guys can see they have a vibration intensity setting. And I didn't even know about some of these things myself, and I've made, thousands of videos on consoles. So if you guys go through the accessory option, you go to the controller, go to controller settings, there's a lot of really cool little nifty things you can go and do. So one good example over here, as you guys can see, you could have a strong, medium, weak, or completely turn it off for your trigger effect intensity and vibration intensity, which if you guys are someone who cares a lot about battery life, you could just go and totally turn it off and you're good to go. You rock it out, you're chilling, and then while it doesn't make the games as immersive and nice, you can at least, well, save your battery. It also might be really nice for the Pro controller, although why you would be spending like $200 on a Pro controller and not using all the options? I don't know. Some people are a little bit weird on the internet. So basically, you just have to go through, as we mentioned, go through the whole settings over here too. And they also kind of go and say for them, they set it to weak just to basically have like the novelty of it and still experience it. But at the end of the day, it's not really that much of a big difference, which also kind of makes sense too. So basically, if you want to turn it completely off, best way to save your battery. Now, so this was also kind of a nice one too, because you have to make sure your controller is actually charging while your PlayStation 5 is in sleep mode, and also they're kind of pushing for the make sure you have your controller always plugged in. Now, that's just a normal thing. Like maybe if I was like 14, I just got my console, that might be a good thing to kind of mentally note, I guess, at the end of the day. But as well, you could also maybe have this set off for some odd reason, or maybe just don't have it utilized for whatever reason too. So as you'll know if the PS5 is in rest mode, if there's an orange light remaining after you shut down your PS5, and then to enter the rest mode, use the controller's PlayStation button to bring up the horizontal controller center. Navigate to the power symbol and choose enter rest mode too as well. You guys can go just plug it on in, make sure it's all good, you can charge it on up. Now some folks actually fully turn off their console and then try to plug it on in, and then well sadly it doesn't actually end up working because well it's not plugged on, it's not just on the power, all that stuff in between too as well. And I'll tell you, you can also have the same settings too to turn it connected to the internet. So basically for that one you can still download games and have them updating in the background. I think it's usually nice if let's say you go and use the PlayStation Plus app, and then with that you download a game or a new release, has a midnight release or whatever it might go, and B2 as well. I also got to say, funny enough, make sure your controller powers down its own and shut off when you don't actually have it set up. And now this one's also a really nice little setting, as you guys can see on the screen. Basically for this, that's just like if you, let's say you leave the room, let's say you go and turn on your console, it's nighttime and you fall asleep, like you're watching Netflix, you're watching a show. You can basically go and have it so you can turn on the power setting systems over here and then set time until controllers turn off. So let's say after 10 minutes of no activity, it can turn off. 30 minutes, let's say you watch a show, 60 minutes, say you're watching an hour-long show. That can also go and save a lot of battery life for your console, and as well just makes it a little bit of an easier quality of life thing. Now these quality of life updates, everything are really nice and cool too, and like I said, I don't necessarily even know a lot of these in the first place, which I think is very, very nice over here. Now, it kind of depends, because if you're mainly a gamer, it kind of makes sense. You'd probably just put it at 10 minutes, because if it's on for longer, you're probably just like either gone, or you had to go run to the bathroom, or you had to go do whatever you had to go do. But some folks do like to use their consoles as more of a media center, so think like Disney Plus, or like a Netflix, or Crunchyroll. So it would make more sense too if you make it a little bit longer, or you could also just turn it off to never, and then if you're just like, who cares if I had to charge it on up, I just use my USB plug and go from there. Now, the speaker's an intriguing one too as well. It's actually one of my first ever PlayStation 5 videos, because it was really annoying where we kept on having these controllers and speakers keep on popping on up. So as you guys know, it basically is a mic and a DualSense, basically, little speaker, I guess, through your controller, and I hate it. Like, I have a headset, I'd rather use that 10 out of 10 times. It's weird to hear people's game audio, Call of Duty audio, whatever it might be, out of your console. But it also does require battery to work. So you can actually adjust the overall output to cut down on how either loud it is, so the louder it is, obviously, the more they're using speaker-wise, or as well, you can probably just turn it completely off if you guys would want. Now, I'm someone who probably just has it as low as possible, because I don't care. It's like, sounds scuffed. I can appreciate the idea. It's just weird to have that in a controller of all things. So if you guys want to go to the same PlayStation button, go to the control center, navigate the accessories, go to the wireless controller, and all that in between, you can basically go and adjust all these things. Same thing too as well, and I think this is like the next topic on the video itself, like the actual article itself. You can also go to adjust things such as the lights on the controllers too. So some things like this one with the lights and all the other various effects, it also does use up battery. Now, I think it's fine. Like, I'm not like someone who's saying like you shouldn't charge your console and shouldn't charge your controller and shouldn't use these features like vibrations. You paid the $500 for it, it's probably worth it to utilize it and enjoy it, because it's kind of like buying like a really nice pair of headphones and you listen to music super quietly. Like, yeah, you can, but sometimes it's nicer to utilize everything you can. So with this one, like I said, there's also different settings you guys can go and choose to use for, well, colors. But on top of that too, some games also have this onboarding speaker, so you can also basically go double check to see, because if they're also having the games involved with these speakers, it kind of goes to show that, well, it's not good. Like, it's just gonna be gross. Like, you're just gonna be using up all your battery too as well. Now, this was a little bit more of a basic one. Like, this is a duh. But if you guys also want to, don't forget, you guys can go buy like longer cables. Like, I'm one of those guys, I love like a 20-foot cable, 25-foot cable, and try to make it super long, try to make it comfy. Or if I can, I want to go like lay in my bed, lay on my couch, or just kind of lay back in my chair as I'm playing games out there. Because, well, the longer it is, that means there's more freedom, more movement you can go through at the end of the day. Now, as I mentioned too, you also can turn off the controller's lights, and I think that's cool. Like, I personally like this stuff. I like the lights. Besides the mic, I don't like the mic. The mic is stupid. I don't like the mic and speakers. But as you guys can also see, you can also have like a medium or dim or brightness of controller indicators, and I think all of these different types of features kind of have their place to make it so your console can last longer, your play times can go longer, and as well that your controller can last longer too. Now, this also might be a little bit more relevant as well, mainly because with the brand new DualSense Pro controller, it is going to be a little bit more of a taxing controller. It's utilizing a lot more tack. It's probably using a lot more vibrations. There's also even extra paneling and more stuff on the controller itself, and the battery is smaller too, which also doesn't make the lifetime as long. So maybe this is also even better if you guys do get the Pro controller, because it also means you can make your controller last a little bit longer in case you guys would like. But also on top of that, you guys also can do other things such as, well, I don't know, just make sure your game sessions are fun. Maybe a friend's coming over. Maybe you forgot to charge your controller and you're trying to go beat this last 1 or 2 missions on I don't know, Harry Potter or whatever it may be. It does make it last a little bit longer. So if you guys want to, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. If you guys liked any of these tips, let me know in the comment section down below. And as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Just mentioned Twitter and Twitch room down below, Target and Amazon links too if you want to check out the consoles, and leave a like if you guys would like it. I appreciate his help so much for existing.